Hey everybody, this is Bobby with bobbystamps.blogspot.com. I made a scrapbook page today and I'm going to share it with you guys. A couple of videos ago I told you that I was going to get caught up on my scrapbooking, and when I went to Salt Lake City I took a lot of pictures of my team members that we quickly became friends. As you guys know, I've said in my videos, Tammy White's my upline, so when I went to Salt Lake City, I got to meet, I think it was 16 of us that went. So we made some really good friends, and the scrapbook page I could only fit a few pictures on, so I only did one, and I'm not going to assemble it, but I'm just going to show you the basics because you can really figure this page out on your own with no issue whatsoever. And so we're going to use Dapper Denim, and I also used Flirty Flamingo. But I'm just going to do the one with the Dapper Denim. And my victim today is going to be Sarah and Shelley. I took pictures of them when they were up there presenting. So I'm just going to show you using them how I put the paper together. We're going to use the new in colors. And I did my pre-order last night and ordered new stuff out of the catalog, so be watching for that too. But this is the in color packet, and you get 4 sheets. You get 20 of each one of the sheets. So it's the Dapper Denim, the Emerald Envy, this one is the Sweet Sugar Plum, this one is the Flirty Flamingo, and this one is Peekaboo Peach, and that one's very cute. So we'll lay those over there out of the way. Then we're going to use the designer series paper too. And this one is, I think it's the Love and Affection. Affectionately Yours. So that's the designer series paper that we used for my background. I don't want to show you guys the stamp or the page quite yet, but you can get, there's 2 of each. Pull that down just a little bit, pull it out so you guys can see a little bit better. But you get 2 of each papers. You can see that one has the copper in it, and so does that one. These are just so pretty. I love this designer series paper. So that is that. We're going to need, this is a piece of Daffodil Delight, and we're using it for the yellow banner, and it is 11 inches long by 2 inches wide, so we're going to use that. And then we're going to use the banner punch to make our banner. We're going to also use the layering squares, and it's this one right here is what we're going to use. And I'll show you just in a second how we're going to do that. And we are also going to use the framelit circles, and we're going to use, I think if you count in, it's going to be, let me get these all straight. So if you count in, it's going to be the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are what we're going to use out of that. So I'm just going to keep those out. And we'll put those over here really quick. And then we're going to use the Affectionately Yours washi tape. And we're going to use these 2. I just decided to put them in my sandwich bag so I could keep track of them all. We're going to use the Melon Mambo Thick Baker's Twine. And the stamp set we're going to use is Painter's Palette. And I love this. I had a really neat idea for a shaker card for this, and somebody already posted it on YouTube, so I won't be doing that. So I came up with this instead. So the ink we're going to use, the ink pads, is Flirty Flamingo, and then Dapper Denim. And I'm going to show you really quick. This card is, or not card, but the scrapbook page is really easy to make. So I'm going to get the designer series paper out of our way and show you the page. So this is the scrapbook page that I made. I don't know if you guys can move the camera down just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So I just love this, and as you can see, I went ahead and put my pictures in just to show you guys the friends I made. Of course, that's Sarah, and that's me, and Michelle, and Julie, and we're doing the, we were given a challenge, hashtag 6-month Stampin' Goals, to do more events each month. And this is Cindy. She's the one that came up with the awesome Instagram card. And then this is Michelle again down here on that one. So I will show you really quick. Like I said, we're not going to put the whole thing together, but I am going to show you how I put their pictures in the palette and do that stamping, and then we'll do the stamping on the banner really quick. So let me move that out of the way. So it's really kind of easy. It's better if you cut. I tried doing it first without cutting it to size, and that didn't work out very well. I'm going to reach around and grab my pad there. So it's easier to already have it cut, and this is 3.5 by 3 3/4 for the easel. Then we're going to take the easel stamp, and I stamped it up in basic black. So we're just going to ink it up really well. And I find you just have to really keep looking when you stamp it, or ink it up, I mean. Just really check it out. You can really kind of look and see, you know, if you have it inked up really well. And that looks like I do. I'm happy with that. So then you just try to get that centered as much as you can. And like I've always told you guys, it's kind of hard for me to see what I'm doing for the way that my camera's set up. So you just push down and then lift up. And that's as easy as that. Let me grab my stamp and scrub so I can clean my stamps. You guys know how I like to do that right after. So the next thing we're going to do for the squares, let me grab those back out. I think I put them back over here. What you do is you just grab this one, and it fits perfectly in the center there. So I am going to run this through the Big Shot really quick, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so that's what we end up with, and then you just pop that out. It's as easy as that. And I'm going to keep these because I don't ever throw anything away, and I know I'm going to find a use for it. I was already playing with that earlier on what I was going to do with it. So let me get my other squares. Then one of the things I did too, that I'm going to do now, instead of doing, I didn't think about it or didn't get the idea until after I was already had put the pictures in. I don't want you guys to do that. So we'll take the Flirty Flamingo, and on my paper, my scrapbook page, on the Flirty Flamingo, I did the denim, and then on the blue, which you really can't see it, I did the Flirty Flamingo. So that's the one that we're going to use. And I gotta grab that stamp pad really quick. So it's this one out of the pad, and we'll just take this off really quick while we're using it. So you just put it on there, ink up your stamp, and then I really didn't want it on the frame, so I just got it as close to the frame, and then I kept making sure that I was turning it. And then right between the legs, if you can see how that is, kind of got that groove, that is like a perfect spot to ink that up. And then just make sure that you keep turning it and turning it, and then turning your stamp so you're getting different of the blotches. Okay, and that's good for that. And then I think that's done for the Flirty Flamingo. Now for our circle, we're going to need the I can't think of this, Dapper Denim, and then the Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to grab my piece of Flirty Flamingo that I left over by the Big Shot. I'm going to cut these out, and I will be right back again. Okay guys, I'm back. So we have the two circles punched out, and we're going to stamp on the Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to stamp in the Dapper Denim. These colors are so pretty. I love them. So we're just gonna stamp or ink up our stamp. Oh, I just washed my hands because I had ink on them, and I was afraid I was gonna smear it right at the end. So I noticed it when I was cutting the circles out, so I ran to the bathroom really quick to wash my hands, and looks like I didn't dry them very well because I got ink on my, or water on my paper. So we're just gonna push down and then pull up. And I kind of like it because it looks artsy where it's not full on, you know, the full color. I don't know, can you guys see that? Where I didn't stamp hard enough right through in there, or didn't get enough ink or whatever. But I like that because this is an art palette, and art is not perfect like that. That's why I like that. Okay, so we're gonna get our dimensionals if I can find them. And we're just gonna pop that up really quick. And if you didn't like the way that that turned out, like if you're, you know, you really want it even, the ink and just everything like that, flip it over if you don't get water on your paper. Unlike me, because there's two sides to every piece of paper. That's what's so great about it. If we make a mistake, we can flip it over and fix it. And that's what's so great about hand stamped cards. No two cards are alike, and they're all different, and they're not perfect. So we're going to take the Melon Mambo, if I can find my snips, and we're going to tie a bow. And you guys know how I love to tie bows. I'm a bow professional tier. Did you guys know that? I'm saying that because you guys know I don't tie bows very well. I probably should have already done this one off camera because I struggle with the bows. I've got to practice and get better. Okay, not so bad. So I've just been doing them like this, and then just pulling and tweaking and pulling and tweaking until I get it the way I want it. And then snip, snip. And then we're going to use a glue dot. One glue dot to put our bow on. You can just put it right there in the middle. And then put it right there at the bottom. And that's all we're going to need our glue dots for. And I flattened the bow, so we'll go back and fix it really quick. It looks like bows do not like me. So we kind of flattened it, so we'll just kind of pull on this corner just a bit to straighten it up. See how easy that was? Okay, so that part's done. We're going to take this and then put it in our banner punch, if it's not going to fight me. Okay. And I know I checked this and made sure I had it cut. There we go. There we go. I love this banner punch. This is, and then it didn't get right there at the end, so I'm just going to snip it off. This is probably one of my favorite things that I bought, is this banner punch. And this is probably the biggest banner that I've made. Clean up my mess right there. So what I did with the washi tape, I can get it open. I wasn't sure about the blue. I mean, I liked the flowers in it, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be too much. But I ended up liking it after I put it on there. And the great thing about washi tape is you can put it down and then just rip it. So we're going to put one at the top, and then we're going to put one down here at the bottom. And that one I almost didn't cut long enough, but I did. And then we'll do the same thing with the flower. We'll just space them about the same spacing and fold that around. And then with the blue, put it towards the bottom and kind of the same distance that you have there is what I'm talking about. The same distance that you have there. Try to make the same distance so it's symmetrical and looks all even. Okay, that's it for the washi tape. Then we're going to use this little stamp. I'm going to clean it because it doesn't look like I might have got it cleaned very well. So we're going to use this stamp, and I stamped it. Doesn't matter if you do it at the top or the bottom, however you want to do it. But I stamped it in the Dapper Denim first, and then just randomly placed it on there. And you can do it like I'm doing this one, crisscrossed one. The other one I didn't. I just kind of did one, but the circle in the middle, the sentiment, kind of covers up the second one. So this time I'm going to try to do them a little bit lower and in that kind of a fashion, just to see if they show up better. And then like that. I love the stamp set. Love it, love it, love it. And then this is just going to go right there in the middle. And I do like that, the way that that turned out. The way I stamped those better than the way I did it on mine. And I'll show you here in a minute. So we're not going to put this on a card, or on a, what do you call it, a scrapbook page. But I'm just wanting to show you guys the basics of how I assembled it. So that way if you want to do it, I'll save it, and I'm sure I'll use it on another project, or maybe do a duplicate page and add some more of my friends, because I do have more pictures. Like I said, I just couldn't fit everybody on one page. So I think that's probably what I'll do, is the other pictures of my friends I took in Salt Lake City that I made, I'll probably put this, save this, and just do a duplicate page right next to it. Or a couple of back, it doesn't matter. So the secret to doing this too, there is no secret. Ha 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 ha. You use your snail and just go as close as you can to the corners or the cutout. You don't want to go inside the cutout. Oops. You don't want to go inside the cutout, or it's going to get on your picture and it will show. So just get as close as you can. And then the way I did it was I laid the picture down, and then I just kind of adjusted this. And I can already tell you when I held the set behind it, if I put that line in there, you can kind of see that that's uneven. That's the backdrop. It's just the way I was holding my camera. So it made it look like the picture was a little bit crooked. So I want to make sure that I'm covering that up. Like that. And voila, there you go. So that is how I assembled those. And then, like I said, this is my page. I'll kind of show it a little bit close so you guys can get a close-up of each of the pictures. So please make sure that if you guys like my video today, that you hit the subscribe button and hit the like. Leave comments if you want to. Make sure that you visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com. Oh, I want to show you something really quick. I made this yesterday and forgot to put it out, so I've seen people do this, you know, just like leave it there when they're doing their cards and stuff. So I'm going to kind of put that out so you guys can see that. But anyway, make sure that you visit my blog. We have until Friday to sign up for my online class, The Garden in Bloom. And everybody that signs up for that before Friday will get a free stamp set from me. And there's all that information on my blog. And then I just started Bobby's Stamp Club, and that is a great way to help build your stamp sets too. Your ink pads, accessories, things like that. You get great gifts from me. And I will tell you that on the pre-order that I ordered yesterday, I will do a video when that arrives. I've already got the email that it shipped, so I'm hoping that I might get it by Saturday, but more than likely it's going to be the beginning of next week is what I'm guessing. And so I'm going to be working on my classes for June, and we will be using the in colors for those classes. So that would save you guys, because I pay, I'm going to contribute the cardstock for all the classes that I do. So if you want to get your hands on some new ideas, some new stamp sets, make sure that you visit my blogs and start signing up for my classes. And if you, just like for the Garden in Bloom, if you sign up for that class, you're going to get priority for all my other classes. You know, I'll make sure that if you want to get into those classes that you're taken care of first. And with the stamp set, the stamp club, you don't have to participate every month. You can skip months if you want to. But there is kind of like the rules on there, so you guys can just read that. But again, thanks guys for stopping by, and have a great night.